We want to welcome you to the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions and messages can be raw, real, and at times very uncomfortable and even controversial. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to take notes, leave comments, and when possible, always share what you hear. And now here are your hosts, Pastor Selo and Pastor Mia.
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It's Wednesday.
You're reminding
20
me of
something.
Wes. Right here, Polar Pop.
Polar Pop.
Only it's not written on there.
What?
That's what Wes has every Sunday morning.
Oh,
Shout out to Wes with the Polar Pop.
What's up? Yeah, he does he?
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Well, this is breakfast tea. Okay.
It's a little early for tea.
Yeah. Okay.
I like coffee better.
Yeah. All right. So, what's going on? What's on the agenda? How's everybody doing?
No, I just wanted to say hi to everybody and
What up, yo?
What up?
Cool.
I like our new intro.
It's cool. It's different.
I think everybody does.
I think we got some compliments on it.
Did we?
Yeah. They said it was very upbeat. Feel like dancing.
Okay. All right. I'll take
that's
that.
cool.
I mean, it makes me dance, so
Yeah.
I feel like dancing.
Cool, man. I want to just say welcome to all of our new subscribers, all of our new followers and listeners, man. Thank you guys for listening, tuning in. Go back and listen to some of the old stuff.
Why?
Catch up. Just
No, I'm
catch
just
up.
kidding.
It's
I'm
all
just
good,
teasing.
man.
I'm
It's
just
all
teasing.
good. We stay, what do they call it? We're time neutral.
What is time neutral?
That means that you can listen to it at any time.
Oh, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter when it is.
Good. Yay.
We don't follow trends. We set those.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
just letting you know. So if something's trending, we're probably not going to talk about it.
Hashtag trendsetters.
Yeah, because we're trendsetters. Yes.
All
All right, cool.
So today we are talking about, I have a podcast topic that I thought.
Yay! I get excited when I don't have to do that.
Oh, okay. But you still have to come up with the content.
I know.
This is good.
Yeah.
But I had a thought, and only because we were talking about it, and I thought that today we would talk about under new management.
Okay.
Under new management. And everybody's like, ooh, somebody's business got bought out. Ooh,
New
Susan.
management.
Yeah,
Susan.
right. Most people will be like, what? Who's Susan? Where'd
We
she come
often
from?
quote movie lines that we can't remember the movies.
Yeah, there you go. This one's actually Monsters.
Well, actually, newer ones.
was it Monsters? It's not Monsters Inc.
Not
it's
Monsters
just
Inc.
called
Aliens versus Monsters or something
Aliens versus
like that.
Monsters.
I think it was a
Yeah.
cartoon.
So there's a girl in there, and
Yeah.
then she's
Susan.
she has a superpower. She just becomes real big. So she's like, "So what's your superpower name?" Susan. He's like Susan, right? That's so cool. Anyway, so back to the
Under new
original-
management.
Yeah, under new management. So I was just thinking about it because, yeah, it does. When you hear it, you automatically think about someone purchasing a business and someone took over, and just things that happen.
When new management comes in?
Yeah, when new management
Because
comes
sometimes it's not owners. Sometimes the owners bring in new
managers.
new managers.
Yeah. And it's funny because that has happened at my job, and we're under new management at this time.
Uh-oh.
Well, not that kind of management, just managers.
Okay, just keep talking. My eyeball is itching really bad.
Okay.
So just keep talking.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. We'll find out in a second.
Okay.
It's just super itchy.
Okay, so
It must be too early.
yeah,
I feel
get
like
the
a
look
little-
on your eyes.
I feel like a 3-year-old kid.
You need to get the
And I'm
sleep
trying
on.
to get up for morning again.
I don't wanna
Get
go,
up.
Mom. I
wanna
don't
go to
wanna go.
school.
Yeah.
God, it's itching so bad. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. So under new management to me is what I was saying is about at our job, we did have some new managers come in and new positions take place. And usually when that happens, there's always changes that happen and things that, the out with the old, in with the new. I mean, that's what you think of when you think of under new management.
I had, oh brother, we're out there. It just went through my head.
Why?
Because that's what he says. He goes,
What?
out with the old and in with the new.
Oh, John Candy.
No, that's.
I'm sorry.
That's. You said the name and you mixed me up.
From Rosanna.
No.
Oh.
It's.
See,
my mind went blank. He says, out with the old and in with the new. George Clooney.
George Clooney. I was going
Yeah.
to say, you'll think about it. You'll think about it. All right. Anyway.
Sorry, sidetrack.
So out with the old and in with the new. And sometimes they keep the traditions and sometimes they keep what's working. But most times when you're under new management, things change. And that's just because the manager comes in and they think that they know better and they know things, how things will work better. What?
All these things are coming through my head.
Okay, now what?
Just go.
We'd like to be a part of that. We'd like to be.
Well, no, what you're saying is true, but
Okay.
like,
Fill us in.
so a lot of times if you're working at a job for a long time, we don't like
Change.
We don't like management. But when you said, like they make all these changes, and a lot of people.
Oh, I thought you were going to laugh because of how they did it better.
Oh
Anyway.
no! Well, it's just.
They always think they can do it better.
Well,
not everybody does.
Well,
think that.
it's not so much that they think that they can do. If a company or a business or an owner brings in new management, it's because the current management is not doing what they need to be doing.
So we need to replace the Cowboys
So you need to
and the Redskins. Because
Pew pew! Shots fired! Shots fired! Wow!
I'm just saying,
Man, okay.
And I don't even have my Redskins cup up here, and they won. They won. So anyway, they won
But
Sunday.
basically, well,
And the Cowboys
quite frankly,
lost.
yes. So a lot of times if new management gets brought in, it's because the current management is doing an insufficient job. Like they're not doing what they need to be doing, or they're not making goals, or they're not achieving whatever
meeting goals.
meeting goals, or they're not achieving goals that were either set beforehand, or they're not, something's not happening for new management to come in. And a lot of times when you're under the management or current management, a lot of times management or staff, a lot of time their attitude reflects management's
Change in management.
Well, change reflects the management. So if the management's not producing, then the staff's usually not producing.
Oh.
And sometimes,
So people aren't lazy.
well, sometimes they are, but
Not everyone.
I think it has to do with everything rises and falls on leadership.
Comes from the head down.
Yeah. So I mean, like if management is not handling their business, then they probably need to be changed out. And then when they do get changed out, everybody on the staff usually gets their feelings hurt because they had a relationship with the manager, and it's more times than not, it's the relationship that hinders the production. So we don't really hold true to the things that we're trying to accomplish because of relationships.
Explain.
If that makes sense.
No, explain.
So, in other words, when you work for somewhere for like a year, 2 years, you get comfortable with the current management. So you have that relationship with them. And so instead of getting on your case for not doing your job, they give you a hard time for not doing your job. They pick on you for not doing your job instead of saying, look, I need you to perform or I can't keep you because of relationship. Well, I want to maintain the friendship. And you have to have relationships, but relationships, when you get into a workplace, relationships outside the job should be completely different than the relationship in the job. So, and then I think a lot of times what happens is with staff and employees, they can't
Differentiate.
say that again. Differentiate, man. I need English classes.
Differentiate. Differentiate.
They can't separate the two. So they think because they go out and go to a birthday party or go have a beer or go hang out or go watch a movie with the manager, that relationship should apply in the job or in the workplace. And it shouldn't be that way. Like you should be able to handle the management from a business perspective. So if he calls you into his office and like, yeah, we went to a movie yesterday, we had a good job, but you're not doing your job here. And they don't like doing that because it creates friction. So then you don't like the manager. Like, so you have all these issues with the management because you have a relationship with them outside their job or outside. And so it causes conflict. But a person who's mature emotionally and mentally and spiritually, they should be able to go to work and get corrected and get chastised and get written up, or somebody getting on their case for not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then be able to go watch a movie afterwards.
I don't know. That'd be too hard. That'd be too hard for me. But
So you're never mind.
Go ahead. Say it, because we know you're
No,
thinking it.
I'm not going to say it. Thank y'all so much. That's my 2 cents.
We're all waiting
Let me
for
sip
you
the
to
tea.
say it. You can sip your tea all you want. Tell 'em.
What I was going to, my joke that I was going to say and take a jab at you at the same time. When we can't do that, when we say that we can't do that or it's difficult, that shows lack of maturity. Shows lack of emotion, a lack of emotional maturity. And a lot of times we don't realize that. You know, you have to be able to take off one hat and put the other hat on. And if you can't do that and separate your workplace from your family and your family from friend, like if you can't make those distinct transitions, then it's difficult to have a place. And so when new management comes in, you get mad because the guy that you were going to movies with and hanging out with their family and all this left. And so now you don't have all the favor and all the favors that come with having that relationship. So now you're like, it's me against them. And it was not that it's ever been you against them or you against management or the employees against management. It should
never be the employees.
It should not be that way, you know.
Management.
So yeah, and so that's how a lot of times that's how we cope with it, because we don't like new management. So like the new management comes in and we're like, oh man, I hate the way he does that. Well, it's probably time for you to change jobs, because that's the whole reason new management came in, because the way thing was being done wasn't working.
Being done. It's so funny because you made me think of something. This is gonna be so graphic, but it just made me think of it when you were talking.
You're making me cringe. Sorry.
You were just talking about being comfortable at a place, you know, and having to change new management. And I was like, kind of like a dirty diaper. Babies don't mind sitting in a dirty diaper.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and it's warm and it's already dried up and it's already, you know, so it's already made a patty in itself. And, you know, when you go to change
This pee
it.
diaper is so comfortable.
Yeah, this poopy diaper, you know.
Poopy diaper,
but
pee
they're
diaper.
so used to being in that poopy diaper all the time that you change them and they have
a fit while they're being changed.
Yeah, but then after they're changed, they're all better. That's kind of like under new management. When new management comes in, you're right, they do got to make some changes because things weren't being done, which is why the new management comes in.
That's exactly why they come
But
in.
at the same time, you think that, you know, you can be comfortable. And that's not it. Change must happen for growth to happen.
You can't. Yeah, you can't grow unless there's change.
Yep.
And when you're too comfortable, then that means that there's no changing, there's no growing, and
you become stagnant. And a place
right.
becomes stagnant.
Right. And
yeah. No. You're right. I was just thinking about it. You know, again, us being under new management right now. Gosh, Lord Jesus. Don't let them talk about it. Don't let anyone listen to the podcast that is from my job. I'm just saying that, you know, I'm not saying that I don't like the new management, because I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong. Yes, my feelings got hurt when the old management left. And that's because I had a relationship with them.
With the management.
You know, and I always used to tell my trainer that, peace out to Alyssa. Not peace out, but peace to Alyssa. But she knows I used to tell her all the time, you leave, I'm gone. You leave, I'm gone. We said this before in another podcast. You're following that manager. You're not really following the goal of the company.
Right.
Yeah. And that really can't be the issue. You must follow the goal of the company if you're with the company. Yes, you can follow management, and that's okay. But if you're in the mindset of what you said, change must come, you know, for growth, then you should be willing to let go of management. And you know what keeps me focused and other people focused is, girl, you finna not have a job. You best be quiet, because you need to get
Rent
paid.
due on the first.
Rent due on the first. So you better hold that job. I mean,
and
you besties and stuff, but
that's where some of that maturity comes from. You're like, okay, it's not about what I'd like. It's about doing what I need to do to complete the job. And, you know, sometimes paying bills is more important than getting along with management.
Right.
You know?
Honestly, yeah.
But a lot of times what you'll find when new management comes in, one of the guys that I've listened to for years, he says, when a new management comes in to a business or a corporation or organization or to a church, you can expect for probably 75 to 80% of the people to either leave or get fired.
Always.
And they call it cleaning house. Like you got to get rid of because unless they're going unless they're going to make the adjustments, we're creatures of habit and we don't like adjusting and changing our habits and our thought process.
Yeah.
And
you like sitting in the poopy diaper.
Yeah. So and that's what happens. So we're like, man, they're firing everybody. Well, it's not that they're firing everybody or everybody's quitting. It's that they don't like the change. Like they don't want to make the adjustments. And so, if you can withstand a change in management, if you can stay there and for lack of better words, tolerate and grow and develop in the management, then you'll make your longevity and ability to grow is going to go a lot further. But if you leave because management changed, then the problem is not management. The problem is you.
Ooh.
So I mean, and that's what we do a lot of times. And so then, let me finish this thought real quick. So then what happens is a management comes in and he has relationships, not social relationships, but he has work relationships when he knows or she knows somebody that can do the job and they'll do it effectively and he's not going to have to worry about it. So what happens is the new manager comes in and then he starts bringing all these other people in to work on his team because they work together and produce. And they may not go out and hang out. They may not do all this family stuff, but because they understand working together as a team then the manager has, look, I can fill all these spots. Like I know people that effectively can do this. And so when the new management comes in, we see them bring in all their quote unquote friends. Like, well, they're bringing so-and-so's, man, they work together. Like,
you finna lose your job.
Yeah. And the reason we get upset is because initially what's happening is when new management comes in and they start looking for people to replace you, you're either one or two things. You're either going to step your game up or you're going to lose your spot in playing in the game because you are not producing. And we don't like looking at that because that shows our iniquities. It shows our weaknesses and our inability to do what we're being paid to do. That makes sense.
Yeah. I was just going to say that, you were saying that it could be that person and their issues, but no matter where you go, you're going to have to deal with new management.
I tell people that all the time.
And people say that about drama too. Well, there was too much drama there. There was too much drama there. Girl, please. Drama is you.
Everywhere.
No.
Yeah.
Drama is you. You got the drama. You brought the drama. You is the drama.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that some people. But yes, no matter where you go, there is drama everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's what we do. It's funny because we'll leave a job and we'll go get another job and we find the same issues at that job. And it's exactly what you said. It's not that it's the same issues. It's the same person that went from one job to the next job. Like
you're the one
you're the issue, and you don't realize that we are. Yeah. And so I think when you're dealing with new management or when new management comes in, I think the question that we need to ask ourselves as supervisors, employees, team leads is, what are we bringing to the table? Are we worth having on the team?
That's good.
Are we worth keeping? I know when I've done trainings where I talk about working in ministry, and being a team leader or being a ministry team leader or a leader of a department or whatever. I always ask, when I do trainings, like, would you work for you? Like, would you work for you? Especially when from a serving in a church perspective or ministry, because 90% of the people that serve in churches don't get paid. 90% of the people that serve in churches do not get paid.
Wow.
So if it's tough for you to get people to serve on your team, maybe it's because you're not worth serving. Maybe you don't make it easy to serve with them or work with them. And a lot of times we don't look at that perspective. We get frustrated. Well, nobody wants to help me. Well, why don't they want to help you?
Yeah.
Right. And so when new management comes in, well, they replaced all the management. Well, do you think they might be replacing you? And if they're thinking about replacing you, is it their issue or yours? Because you don't replace a good worker. You keep a good worker. You don't replace someone that doesn't handle their business. You keep those people, and if you're not that person that's a good worker, if you don't have character, if you don't have some things going, then you're probably gonna be gone with the old management.
It's funny. All I kept hearing in my head while you were talking is, You don't replace good gaskets. You don't replace good brakes. You replace them if they're old. Old and busted, new and hotness. Old and busted, new and hotness.
Yeah, and that's sad, but that's where it is. And so, what I always get encouraged by is older people that are still growing and developing. Like they're not afraid of change.
Thanks.
They're growing
Thank
and
you so
developing.
much.
So like they're not afraid to do things different. And they're not afraid to take criticism. They're not afraid to stick their neck out. They're always constantly working to get better. And so those, you can always tell those individuals because there's a lot of young people around them. Always, they always have young people around them at some point.
Flip.
Because they're progressive, or they're willing to, I don't want to say go with the flow, but they're willing to grow and develop and look at things from a different perspective. So they'll never be replaced by new management. They'll always have a job. They'll always be dependable. They'll always be that individual because they're team players and they're looking to make the team. They're trying to make a team win and not trying to do good so they can get traded to a better team.
Ooh.
And that's what we do a lot of times. We do the best that we can, not because we want to be a part of the team, but because we want to get traded to a higher paying job or to a higher paying position. And that's super self-motivated.
That's funny. I had somebody tell me that yesterday. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that for me? I was like, because I'm trying, one team, one dream. I'm trying to help. We're on the same job.
Right.
Why can't I do that for you? Because I'm not going to do it for you.
And that's why new management comes in.
And I was like, but I didn't ask you to do it for me. I'm doing it because I choose to do it for you. I have the time. You do not. I'm going to do it for you, and then I'll move on to my job.
And that,
or I'm going to do it while I'm doing my job.
Well, that attitude and that thought process is why new management has to come in. That's why people get let go. I was having a conversation. We'll finish with this. I was having a conversation, and they were talking about culture at a job, and they said that this guy was working for a couple of weeks, and they brought him into the office. And the manager brought him into the office. Said, "Listen, we sure appreciate you applying with us and working for 3 weeks. You're not going to fit here."
Wow,
that's hard. But
harsh.
But the
you
truth
don't
of
fit our
you don't fit the culture, and that's the thing is that when you go apply, you can talk yourself up and, hey, I can do this and I can do that.
By 3 weeks, you're going to prove yourself.
Exactly. And then if you don't
prove it or lose it, baby.
They'll bring in new management.
Yeah. But I let me end with this, though.
Okay,
I would
you
say,
can end with this.
okay, thank you. I would say that, when we think about that and we come back to that and we say under new management, I think one of the things we have to remember is that when the new management comes in, we're not to be snobby. We're not to, shun them and keep them on the outside. They don't know what we're doing as the team if we don't take them in under our wing. And I say that because our new manager, that came in and just trying to be funny and just trying to be camaraderie, and I'm just laughing and I'm just going, "You're so cute." We ain't about that life, but that's fine. I mean, and I'm like, you'll get it. It's okay. You'll catch on. Pobrecito.
You haven't been here long enough to realize what's really going on.
Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. And I'm just saying that we have to take in consideration the new management. You may not be that new manager coming in, but one day if you haven't been, you're going to be the newbie coming in, and you'll want to be accepted. I always think of Toy Story with Andy.
Yeah.
Ooh, you've been accepted. You've been chosen, type thing. And especially with Andy writing his name on the bottom of the foot. Well, that's how we want to feel when we come in. So we need to be sowing those seeds of welcoming. And it's so funny because our GM, he told us that. He was like, hey guys, the new people coming in, they don't feel liked. And he was like,
You don't. When you're new management, you don't feel that.
Yeah, well, he said that. He was like, listen, y'all need to be a little nicer. Y'all need to accept them. Y'all need to help them. And I'm like, is he talking to us?
He's talking to you, girl.
I was like, he ain't talking to me because I help everyone. I mean, it's in my best interest because I'm going to need some help later. I'm just saying. But, just going back to that, thinking under new management, you're going to be the new guy somewhere, someday, somehow.
Yep.
Be respectful. Take them in. Help them out. It's one team, one dream. I mean, that's what we say all the time,
Yeah.
So I just say, live the dream, help the people out, help the little people come to the top. And, man, everybody's going to be there one day.
Yep.
So,
Amen.
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 All right. I hope that helped anybody with any new managers coming into your life, or if your business got bought out and you got some new people coming in.
Transition.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
transition. Eek,
Yeah.
transition major 101.
Okay, maybe that's another one sometime. Okay.
Are you sure? All right. Thanks for listening.
Appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for listening, likes, sharing, subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later, man. Spotify,
Library.
iHeartRadio. Like, we're everywhere. So,
SoundCloud.
Yes. Appreciate you guys listening. Tune in. Talk to you guys later. Be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.